Hey guys, so in the past, we've had a few people ask us for tips for rocket jumping and market gardening. So we decided we'd make a bit of a tutorial series on YouTube for you guys, and that way you can refer to whichever part you like and, you know, learn at your own pace, I'll suppose. And so this first video will just be about basic stuff for like beginners, people that are like new to rocket jumping. And then later videos will be on a bit more advanced stuff like pogo jumps, speed shots, sink jumps, uh, rollouts, you know, stuff. Boom, that's it.
Uh,
That was
And then,
perfect. Alright, so let's just jump right into this. So the first thing you're going to do with a rocket jump is crouch, actually. You want to do a crouch and then jump to gain a higher base jump before you shoot your rocket. Then after that, you can, do the rocket, crouch jump rocket, and get your basic standard rocket jump. So here we go. Crouch jump shoot. And one more time, crouch jump shoot. And you can vary the time between the rocket and the jump, or the jump and the rocket, to get a different height. Like if you wait longer, you'll go lower. As so.
okay, so another important thing, once you're learning your basic rocket jump, is you don't want to press W while rocket jumping. It'll seem really awkward to not hit W at first, but if you do, it slows down your jump and you won't get quite as far. Another note is if you jump and then you hit S, you stop midair. It's like the brakes. And there's some examples of that.
Additionally, if you press W while rocket jumping, it'll make it harder to air strafe, which is when you use the A and D keys to change the direction of your jump. So here's what that looks like without pressing W. And
Wait, do it again.
okay.
You went above me. Lovely.
And here's that with pressing W. It's harder to get around that curve.
Amazing. When you're doing these strafe jumps, I'm being a little improv here, but make sure you want to slowly turn the direction that you want to turn your mouse that direction while holding that directional key. If you go too fast, you'll suddenly you can often just it'll stop you in midair instead of gradually turning you. Okay, so a couple of items that will be really helpful for practicing rocket jumping is, of course, the rocket jumper. Basically doesn't deal any damage to enemies, but also doesn't deal damage to yourself, and you get a bunch of extra ammo. So that one's, of course, really helpful for rocket jumping. Or you can use the gunboats, minus 60% blast damage from your own rockets. Of course, there's no reason to stack these two items like you see here. When you're practicing rocket jumping, it can be pretty annoying taking all that fall damage. So one thing you can do is you can use a rocket to break your fall. So you'll jump up and then just before landing, shoot another rocket at your feet, like so. If you're having a little bit of trouble getting the timing down, you could try this map, Payload Race High Tower, because there's plenty of different little ledges you can walk off of to time the rocket with. For example, the top of the high tower here. You just walk off and just shoot just before landing, and you shouldn't take any fall damage. The next thing we're going to learn is using walls with your rocket jumps. It basically will be the same thing as normal, the crouch jump shoot thing, except instead of shooting at straight down, you'll be shooting at a wall. So here's an example. You just simply crouch jump shoot. Oh, I fell down. Okay, we'll cut it until I walk back up here. and then we'll resume here. And I'll be like, no, here we go. We're continuing. So usually when you do this, you want to only face the wall for a moment when you shoot at it, and then continue looking in the direction you're going, so you can of course see where you're going. And yes, here we go. Here's an example.
So now,
Action.
you can change the techniques we've learned to gain extra height or distance, or change direction mid-jump.
Once you feel pretty good with the basics that we've already talked about, you can go ahead and learn a bit of a pogo jump, where you'll jump off of a wall, and then just before landing, you'll shoot another rocket at your feet to propel yourself a little bit further. As you do these jumps, you can chain them, and you can jump off the wall and then keep hitting the floor several times. But as you get faster, you need to aim less down and more ahead of you, so that the rocket gets from the rocket launcher to the ground and still is under your feet as you're going by. I'll do an example here, and I'm going to jump off this wall and then shoot another rocket below my feet to continue me going forward.
That's basically all we had planned for you guys for this video. If any of these concepts are new to you, don't get frustrated if it takes a little while to learn these things.
If you found anything in this video helpful, please leave us a like, and if you have anything specific you want us to go over, please leave a comment and we'll do our best to explain it in a future video. Anyways, stay tuned for our next video when Kess demonstrates how to do a quadruple air pogo using the Scottish Resistance.
Yeah, no.
To practice rocket jumping, you should quickscope
Stop.
stink noobs.